UFC middleweight contender Ian Heinisch. How you doing, Ian? I know the world is pretty crazy right now, and you are in a location where you thought you wouldn't be before your next fight, but you are here. How's the last couple weeks been?
Yeah, it's been good, man. When I last spoke to you, I was just getting into camp. I had a fight May 16th in San Diego, and about 2 weeks in, hit the whole quarantine and gym shut down. And our president said, "You better get home. We're going to close the border." And so I hopped on a flight. I came back, and fight got canceled eventually, but wasn't sure if I was going to take a fight. I just left my old gym, and I didn't have a gym out here, and just it took about 3 weeks, but about 3 weeks in, I got a schedule, about 6 training partners that are super consistent and really high level, and some coaches that were willing to, take a little bit of risk and be able to work with me, and got such a good camp, man. It was insane how much attention we got with the small group, and here we are, man, fighting next Saturday, UFC 250, ready to go. Never felt better.
With the camp that you put together for this fight, are you getting that? Are you the center of attention?
Yeah, I'm actually, out of the 5 or 6 guys I've been training with, I'm the only one with a fight. So, big shout out to all my training partners. Much respect for them all coming in every single day, getting this work with me. And it was basically all for me. The sparring round, guys would come in, get their rounds that they were going to get with me, and they would be done. So I appreciate them, and I appreciate the coaches. And yeah, I feel like, getting that kind of attention, I'm always used to like a big team, but getting that kind of attention was really awesome. And I learned a lot, and I polished a lot of my techniques. I got back to my basics, what got me here, and my wrestling's back, and I'm feeling good.
You've had a difficult time with recovery in the past. Have you done anything extra this time around to get your body right and close to 100% as possible?
Yeah, I've actually, so my wife's a nurse at a functional medicine clinic, and the doctor over there, he recommended for this camp to get a food sensitivity at Restore Health. So I went in, I got my labs drawn, and found out I was eating a lot of foods that I was actually allergic to, like foods I ate every day, like eggs, coffee, asparagus, these things that are, healthy, but they're not agreeing with me. And, I think that was a big part of, like, not feeling as good. And obviously my body doesn't really like the elevation that much, but, 2 months here, I feel super adapted, and I know I'm going to feel super good when I go down to sea level in Vegas. And so that's what I changed. And I am excited to get back to Thailand, and that humidity, that heat, that atmosphere. I do recover so well there. But while I was here, I made that change, and I'm actually going to do a heavy metals and a mold test after this fight, and just kind of see if there's something in me that is not, getting detoxed out, and that I can, feel even better, even though I feel some of the best I've ever felt just because of cutting those foods out.
Yeah, the level of technology that athletes have nowadays, you got to take advantage of it, right, while you can.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, with the changes in training, did you decide that you also need to change something outside, outside of training, outside the gym? Did you make any of those changes?
Well, that was the whole plan, to go to Thailand and kind of get away from everything and everyone. And, as selfish as that sounds, I could just fully focus on, becoming a better martial artist, getting back to my zone, getting back to my flow, coming off these 2 close losses. There's a lot of pressure, but I'm using that pressure to create diamonds. And I feel like, this fight, I really linked up with these coaches, Jake Ramos, from Genesis. He's really helped me out with the mental game and the mental part of it. And Peter Straub, my other coach from Team Elevation, and, just building my confidence back up, and just going with these great wrestlers and just kind of using my wrestling again. Because, I got here because of wrestling, and my striking was so good because I scared people with my wrestling. And I got away from that, and I wasn't confident in it. And I felt that, maybe I was going to get tired wrestling, but just the rounds I've been putting in with these monsters, these great wrestlers, I feel really confident.
I guess also the COVID-19 situation in the world helps you keep isolated from people and avoiding
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, definitely. You don't you don't have any temptation to go to gatherings or anything like that. And it makes me feel good and blessed to have such a great team and training partners, because I know everyone's not getting that kind of training or that kind of coaching right now. It's hard times. I know a lot of fighters who aren't training right now, but I was lucky and fortunate to be able to find a way, and we got some great training, and we're ready for this fight.
You talked about Ian Heinisch 2.0. You're getting back to basics, but it's something new for
Yeah.
you. Uh, that's on the physical side, but on the mental side, what is the difference?
Just I kind of had to discover of my why, and it's not to go win every single fight. It's because I love this, man. I show up every day because I love it. And before I went to Thailand, I wasn't enjoying it, man. I wasn't enjoying to go to practice. But when Thailand really sparked my love for the fight game again, and I'm just coming in with this mentality, not so focused on just getting the win and thinking about rankings and money and all this stuff. It's just focused on go in there, go perform, and just go do what you love, and it just kind of gives me this freedom to get back in there and just be me, and that's what I need. I need to just be me, and I felt like my last two fights I wasn't me, and I feel I'm back there mentally, and I feel it's going to show on June 6th.
The new deal that you signed. Usually, the UFC doesn't give new deals for fighters that come off back-to-back losses, but you got
Yeah.
one. So does
Yeah.
that kind of give you the freedom too? You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for my management, Jason House at Iridium, getting me that 4 fight contract, Mick Maynard, and just the UFC in general as an organization. I feel like they recognize, I get in there and I put it all on the line. I throw down as hard as I can. You can put me with a boring fighter. It's still going to be an exciting fight because I'm good everywhere. I can make them scramble. No one's going to hold me down and be boring. We're going to throw down. And I fought, only basically ranked guys my entire career, and taking some short notice fights and just did what I need to do to help out the company and myself. And I feel like they recognize that a little bit, and it makes me feel really good. And now I'm ready to go perform and get a highlight reel under my belt.
250, UFC 250. You got Gerald Meerschaert. I feel like you had a few opponents before this, but they all dropped out, and you landed on him. How do you feel
Hmm.
about him and breaking down his game? Do you look at him as a all around well-rounded fighter?
Yeah, I feel like he's pretty well rounded, and I would say he excels in his jiu-jitsu, and mostly just he's a durable guy. I mean, he takes a lot of punishment, but then he weathers the storm and he catches these guys, and he's sneaky. So, and he's a vet. He's fought the who's who. He's been around for a while. If I fight a smart fight, I perform, and I just stick to my basics. And even though he is a great wrestler, I'm going to take him down, or I mean, a great jiu-jitsu guy. I'm going to take him down and wrestle him. I'm not going to play the jiu-jitsu game, but I'm going to make him come into my wrestling world, scramble with me, get him tired, and I feel like I'm just going to put him in the storm, and the Hurricane 2.0 is going to show.
When you got a guy that's durable as Jared, does that excite you more that you could go in there and put a beating on somebody and they're not gonna go away easy?
No, it kind of excites me that nobody's really had success putting him away on the feet, and I feel like I have that power. And there's a few things I need to do to set him up to eat that shot clean, and I feel like I got the right game plan.
All right. Well, that was my next question: is do you have a game plan with options, or do you look more at improvising in the fight to get the finish?
Um, you know, we're always making adjustments out there, man. You never know what you're going to get. It's a different style. That's what's so great about training with so many different people. You start to get that real fight IQ because you have to adjust so much. But yeah, not to give away too much of my game plan, but if you watch any of the fights I win in the past, where I'm just dominating people, that's basically my game plan.
All right. Well, let's go back to Thailand. I wanted to ask you about the first 2 weeks of this camp. You were there, and
Yeah.
then the whole coronavirus thing hit. Was there any piece of you that wanted to stay there? Because there was a couple fighters that decided to stay on the island and they got locked in.
Yeah, it was, I had to make a quick decision. So,
Mm.
kind of what pushed me to make that decision to come home was the week before the Prime Minister of Australia said, you have 72 hours to get home. He shut the borders down for 6 months. And then President Trump said you have 72 hours to come home, I was worried that I was going to get locked out for like 6 months. And I knew I had a contract to fight in the States. So if I was there and I was ready to fight and the fight didn't go through, I probably still would have got paid. But if I wasn't there and I couldn't get to my fight, I was out some money. And a big factor too, my wife wasn't with me. And, we were planning on renting our house out right after this fight. And so I needed to come home and kind of get stuff together. If we were fully moved out there, I'd still probably be out there right now. If me and my wife were there permanently, we were done with the house, we were done with Denver, we'd still be out there 100%. But because I was still in transition time, I had a lot of loose ends I needed to handle. So I knew I had to get back. And luckily I got back on one of the last flights.
Well, that also is a blessing for you, I guess, to be able to go back and tie up the loose ends, so when this fight is over with, you get out there and not have to worry about none of that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's what we're really excited. We're supposed to leave on June 4th. Obviously, we moved that back. Now we're leaving on early July to fly back to Thailand. And I'm excited to go back, get a big win, spend some time with family as much as I can, and make the move out there. And excited for this new adventure and journey.
You were hopping around there and training, and then you decided, okay, I'm going to go with Tiger Muay Thai. What is it about that team that you decided to say, okay, I'm going to tie down over here with these guys?
Yeah, and that's another reason I'm excited to get back. I really clicked with a lot of the guys out there, a lot of the coaches, a lot of the boxing coaches with George and Sam and Johnny and just Woody and just all the guys out there. And I just clicked with a lot of the teammates as well. And they just kind of had the most established gym. They had the most training partners, the most bodies, and just felt like the highest quality of training. And so I just felt like at home there. And me and Nate Marquardt, he's actually going to be moving out there about the same time as me. We felt like we felt at home. We felt God was calling us out there, and we'll both be moving out there early July.
Is Nate gonna be with you at Tiger Muay Thai, or is he just going to be doing his own thing?
No, he'll be with me at Tiger Muay Thai.
All right, so that's some two big names, big bodies out there working hard with those guys. Because there's Khalil's out there too. He's out there right now, stuck on the island.
I know.
And there's guys always coming in all the time. Does that that environment? You were there for a little while. That environment of like you don't know who's gonna be on the mat for sparring. Yeah. Was that something new for you, or were you used to that at Factory X or any other gym?
Once in a while you would have new people come in that you and get a different look, but no, it's nothing like Tiger, man. Tiger is its own beast. You never know, like legends are walking in, Russians you never heard of that are just studs. All these people, man, are coming through, and obviously you got to kind of gauge it because you're not trying to go in there and fight someone for real without getting paid. But, you can kind of pick up on the vibe of who's going to be a good training partner and like the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling. And then when it comes down to sparring, man, you find a good little crew, and it's awesome, man. I love it. It gives you kind of like the butterflies. You never know who's going to be there, and you're just got to be ready for anyone. And, that kind of uncomfortable feeling is what helps you grow.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited to see you back in that cage in the octagon, June 6th, UFC 250, Las Vegas. Yep. Thank you so much, Ian, for the time, and good luck on the fight. Good luck on your journey, man. Continuing it.
Thank you.
Getting to Thailand and setting your roots there, and and growing as a person. I feel like you're a little bit different from some other people about growth as a person, and I saw that you were gonna start a church and all that stuff, and that's great, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. God bless, bro. Stay safe. See you after the win.